Crushes, invented 300,000 years ago when an early human pointed at another early human and said, that one. Except I guess they probably wouldn't have said it in English. So you've tried everything. Looking up an IGN guide, learned how to play the theremin and performed a deeply moving love song outside their home at 3 a.m., using telepathy to try and force your crush to ask you out instead, starting an internship at their parents' business so you can get close to them and eventually exchange all your Reddit gold for their seeds hand in marriage. But none of it has worked. I know. It's a difficult thing having feelings for someone and feeling like you're unable to tell them, but I'm here today to show you why it doesn't actually have to be difficult or complicated. This video is mainly going to be for the Zoomers in the audience. If you're over the age of 21, just DM the person you're interested in, tell them you want to put your tongue in their butt. No adult has time to bother with any form of courtship. There are multiple strategies you can take when it comes to this. Strategy 1. Don't. Succumb to your fear of failure and rejection and instead stay in your bubble of comfort, taking no risks, and live the rest of your life underneath a cloud of regret. A life of just settling for whatever fate the universe provides for you. Go to school, get a job, marry whoever is most convenient and you can tolerate for up to an hour at a time. Have 2 kids and be apathetic and emotionally distant throughout their upbringing so that when they reach adulthood, they move out and never speak to you again. Outlive your partner because unlike them, you gave up and stopped caring long ago, so the effects of stress have never taken hold of your vital organs. Live a long, empty, boring life, accomplishing nothing of note, having your legacy be a name your grandchildren may have heard once or twice.
What the fuck, man?
Hey, my fault. My bad, bro. Strategy 2. Build yourself up to a point where you are at least content with yourself. You don't have to be perfect, but once you're good enough for yourself, it stands to reason you'd be more than enough for others. Then, actually talk to them and get to know them as a human being. Build up some basic level of trust and care between the two of you before then expressing your romantic feelings for them. No, I'm just fucking around. Holy shit. I'm glad I used this stupid drawn avatar because I could not keep a straight face during that. No. Here's your real winner. Strategy 3 or 4 or whatever we're on. Plot and scheme like you're the firstborn child in the 9th generation of career politicians. You've been plotting assassinations, funding coups, and undermining democratic processes since you were 4 years old. Getting someone to love you should be a piece of cake. To start, you gotta make sure you choose a good, target. That e-girl with the fat ass or that e-boy with the nice hands, not a good target. Bad. They are not going to date you. I don't care how much money you've sent them. I don't care if they've liked your replies on Twitter. No, they are not going to date you. No. Choose someone who you have physical access to. Actually, let me amend that. Choose someone who you have physical access to and whose address you didn't find on an online forum. And get some practice in. You gotta take a couple practice swings before you start hitting bombs. There's a reason squat sets start with 2.5 reps of just the bar. You gotta warm up. Gotta make sure your form is right. You don't want to be midway through wooing your crush and end up tearing both your ACLs. To that end, I recommend having your friends act as stand-ins for your crush and practice on them.
But Misinformed, I don't have
Yeah, I know. In that case, instead, work on tapping into your deep inner consciousness and manipulate it into forming a tulpa, a seemingly autonomous being constructed by your own mind, otherwise known as an imaginary friend. This tulpa could be anything. It could be Geese Howard, it could be John Legend, it could be a big titty anime girl, it could be goddamn Leatherface. I don't care, make it whatever you want, just make sure you develop the skills to ask them out on a date. So now you've spent 3 weeks asking Leatherface out over and over, and you can't get him to leave your peripheral vision. You are now ready to ask out your crush. But what do you suggest to do as a date? Where do you take them? Do you get them a gift? What kind of gift? It's at this point we must recognize that our crush is a human being with wants, needs, and desires. This complicates things. It would be so much easier if our crush was nothing more than a vessel for our love, both metaphysical and physical. Well, all you can do is find out as much as you can about their likes, interests, hobbies, and so on. You could potentially do this by talking to them, but fuck, that's difficult. You have to navigate the most convoluted dialogue trees known to man, and then you gotta listen to their responses and mentally process the words they say. It's just a lot of work. It's much easier to just watch them from afar and take notes, listen into their phone calls, interview those who may have the information you're after. You know, the tried and true methods of the CIA. Okay, you have the practice, you have the plan. Now you just need to finish laying the foundation to ensure that you asking them out is successful. Don't worry, this has nothing to do with self-improvement or self-preparation anyway. It is much easier than that. You have to eliminate everyone and everything that your crush loves so that you will be the only thing they have left to latch onto. I'm not saying kill them, though I think Craigslist has some really good deals on assassins. I'm just saying you need them out of the picture for just a little while. So a simple pick up and drop off to a discreet location would suffice. Let's discuss worst case Ontario. They say no. What do? Well, hopefully you can declare yourself successful in asking them out before they actually answer and hope they just roll with it. Given recent happenings, it seems that strategy may not always work. So instead, you may have to debate them on it. Let me demonstrate. Theoretically, let's say you have no plans for the weekend. For example, let's say that your parents and all your friends have been kidnapped. Who knows? And then let's assume that I asked you if you wanted to attend a crokinole tournament with me. I think you would agree that logically, it only makes sense for you to say yes. Please say yes, I'm begging you. If this still doesn't work, just detonate the explosive callers and move on with your life. However, if things go a bit better, what do you do if they say yes? And that's everything. You should have a foolproof game plan put together now. Let me know how things go for you.
Thanks, Misinformed. I think this is really gonna work. Hey, just wondering, what strategy did you use back in the day?
Huh?
Nothing. Never mind.
And now a word from some of my patrons. Dylan, how to ask out your crush. Don't. Magnum, the humiliation will be televised. Uwu, fish in a barrel. Lil B is not a based god, and he is leading you on. He is a charlatan, and he will not save us from the hell of this planet. Turn away from these lies. This is a threat. Very unbased. Horny alien guy. From the traditions of my planet, the best way to ask out your crush is to 1. Rip off a piece of your largest toe. 2. Rub it on her left hand. 3. Listen to the Friends theme song without clapping. 4. Go 12-0 in Hearthstone Arena. After all that, she'll either go out with you or have a heart attack. Bush did 7-Eleven. JMMHK. You don't need to ask a crush out. You buy it from a vending machine and drink it, dumbass. Praised be the based god. Mohammed. Not sure this is even a question. It's like asking how to breathe or do a Tomahawk 360 windmill dunk. Some just can. My name is Kerr. True story. Back when I was an insecure 18-year-old, I was hanging out between rounds at a Magic the Gathering tournament with my friend who was in her late 20s and engaged, having a girl-to-girl talk. I was very sad that no one but guys who don't understand what a shower is ever asked me out. I was highly oblivious to the several times men had actually hit on me. She told me, "You're not just going to have a nice, attractive guy come ask you out of the blue. That just doesn't happen." Before either of us could say anything more, a highly attractive guy wearing high-end name-brand clothing sat down next to me and proceeded to ask out my engaged friend. Snow Mexican. Why are you focusing on asking out your crush when you should be helping liberate Europe from the yoke of fascism?